All right, well, young aspiring journalists are getting a chance to get their work out on the internet thanks to something called the Seattle Globalist. And next week, this online publication is going to be honoring the best of the best. Abigail Echo Hawk and Travis Kazan are here to talk to us more about the Globies. Okay, some people are learning about this for the first time, the Globalist, and about the Globies. Tell me about this.
Well, the Seattle Globalists, we're a nonprofit news organization with the mission to elevate diverse voices through media. We do that through our news website, that's seattleglobalist.com, and through various education programming. I suppose we're really trying to focus on people of color and immigrants in terms of getting their stories out there.
And then having an award like this, it really helps to push awareness even farther into a much bigger audience, right? So the Globies happening now, yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm really honored to be, they're honoring me this year, and I was very surprised and excited to really see that recognition because my work is really focused on elevating the voices of missing and murdered Indigenous women here locally in Seattle and nationally.
Okay, so if people want to learn more about your work and about the Globies and Globalist, the Globalist, so we can go to the website?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. SeattleGlobalist.com, you can get your tickets there. It's going to be a great event. We're honoring Abigail as well as 3 local community journalists who've been doing a lot of work in helping to support underrepresented voices locally. At the event, we're going to have food trucks. We've got nonsense and off the res, and it'll just be a very uplifting event to really celebrate the mission and what we do.
And I want to, since your report is being recognized as one of the best, I want to hear a little bit more about your journalistic work and something that it's a huge story that hasn't gotten as much attention as it should. So it is dependent upon, you know, I mean, I'm embarrassed sometimes by, you know, the filtering of the news media. So tell us a little bit about this journalism you've been working on.
Sure, I never considered myself really to be a journalist, more of a researcher.
Really?
Yeah, so my work is really focused on doing research. I worked at universities for a long time, and now I'm the Chief Research Officer at Seattle Indian Health Board. And what we realized as we were working on this issue is how invisible we were in the media. Led through my co-author, Anita Lucchese, we really looked at how the facts of missing and murdered Indigenous women have not been highlighted in the news, whether it was newspapers or online or whether it was major stations that were playing news, is that our voices weren't heard in that. And so that allowed for the invisibility of this crisis, which we knew in the research to continue. And so what we really focused on was building up an incredible strong communications piece that pushed this out and really looked at it more from a journalistic perspective.
Well, I can't wait to read more about your report and your research and the Globalist and the Globies, which you are now a winner of. Thank you guys so much for coming to talk to us.
Thanks so much for having us.